If you turn this game off at halftime with them leading like 70-40, you were horribly mistaken. You should have watched to the end because the New York Knicks somehow came all the way back from down 20 something. The Knicks were down 29 points. Everything was looking good for the Spurs. The offense was clicking. The defense was clicking. Wemby was going crazy. Everything was looking good until third and fourth quarter. I don't know what switched for the Knicks in the third and fourth quarter, but whatever happened in the locker room during halftime, whatever they said, whatever they discussed, whatever the game plan switch up was, it definitely worked because the outcome of the game definitely was the outcome of the game. And if you watch the full game, like I said, you would have thought the game was over second half. We thought we was going to see a Spurs blowout win in game 3. If we want to take a step back and go to game 1 was, let's just say, the filler out game. Game 2 came around. That's when Spurs could have won, but a mishap happened at the end of the game. And now you have game 3 where they blew them out. And then game 4 come around. You could have won that one too, but you didn't. You didn't. So we have a 3-1 lead now. And the series is definitely over. There's no coming back from this. There's no trying to figure out what's next for the Spurs. The Spurs are done. They got to figure out their off season now. So now you have the Knicks up 3-1 against the Spurs. They could have won at least 2 games, and the Knicks took it. They took it and ran with it. They refused to quit. Then it was at home. They was at home. Home court advantage. Crowd going crazy. Because in the first half, the Spurs was like dominating so good. From the opening tip. They was the more aggressive team. They was playing, I guess, more faster and more quicker. The shots were going good. Defense was clicking. Everything was clicking. But a switch happened third quarter. They scored like 14, 15 points in the third quarter. Knicks came back from 29 down. And then fourth quarter happens. You could have won. You could have sealed the game. But when the fourth quarter came around, that's where everything unraveled for the Spurs. Instead of attacking, they became more passive. Instead of moving the ball, the possessions became more stagnant. As in, different players, what they was doing in the first half, it got stale in the third and fourth quarter. Third quarter, that's when the momentum shift. Momentum shift in the third quarter. The crowd got louder. I guess they got nervous. Then you get complacent and you get comfortable while you playing. Because I watch too many NBA games to see teams go from being complacent and we got the mindset of we already won. We all up 20-some points, 30-some points. You feel like you won because of the score. But the game is not over to the fourth quarter. When it says 0-0, that's when the game's over. So you have to figure out a way to stretch it out from first quarter to fourth quarter. You got to figure out how to ways to play the game for 48 minutes, not just for 2 quarters. Because if you play for just 2 quarters, you're not going to win. And that's what happened with the Spurs multiple times. Because if you want to be truthful, this might be a hot take. But if you want to be honest and truthful, this series could have been 4-0. If you want to be honest. If you think about every game, looked at every game, this series could have been 4-0. first game, first quarter, and then the Spurs came and took over the game, and then they lost that one because of, I would say, inexperience, one, and being passive and having rookie mindsets. Game two came around, could have won that. Same thing happened. Game three, you won. So that could have been 3-0 right there. Fourth game, y'all just lost. Just lost last night. Y'all could have won. Same shots that went in first, second quarter, it stopped falling. And defensive end, on the defensive end, that's when your mindset shifts because you thinking about your last shot instead of moving on defense. Now they getting buckets, they getting shots, they getting stops on the defensive end and offensive end. Y'all ain't looking too hot because you got Wemby as the only guy on the floor that can get a bucket at a time. And Wemby's not on the court for 48 minutes. He's not going to be on the court for 48 minutes. The most you're going to get out of him is maybe 40, maybe 39. So you have people on the bench that are trying to figure out ways to get buckets, but they can't get buckets because they relying on Wemby. You can't always rely on your star. You got to get buckets on your own. You got to find ways to score. This is the finals. This is not a regular season game. Just because you didn't get a foul call don't mean you have to cry and complain and think about it instead of going back and play defense. Trying to cherry pick and don't want to play defense no more because you got your shot blocked on the other end and you thought it was a foul, or you got grabbed on the arm and they don't call it. Sometimes they're not going to call a foul. But you have to figure out ways to score. Figure out ways to play more defense. Figure out ways to do what you need to do on the offensive end so you can win. Win game 4. Y'all sold 3 times. Y'all could have won this already. Y'all always trying to look for the referees to help. They not there to help, bro. This the finals, bro. Everybody call it rigged and predetermined. Yeah, it might be rigged and predetermined. And look back on the De'Aaron Fox layup. It was a horrible decision. A horrible decision. I wouldn't even do that. That's the time when the veteran mindset would be like, we got the lead by 1 point. Dribble it out. But you decide to take a layup instead of dribbling out. Yes, you was up there, but you wasn't the only one up there. And then looking back, I seen a clip earlier or a video earlier saying that De'Aaron Fox layup was blocked, but they said it was actually a foul of OG doing this to him. That's a foul. Even if they didn't call that, they should have. Once they didn't, but they should have. So that changed the game. That freaking block changed the game. Just imagine if he got the foul call, the game would have been over. It would have been, 2-2? But instead, like I said earlier, y'all look for fouls, but that was on his hand because he should have just dribbled the ball out or wait for his teammates to come and then try to find another way to score to get a last-second bucket. OG Anunoby is the Knicks X Factor. I said that last game. I said that before the series even started. OG Anunoby is the person that you have to watch for. Bro is arguably the second, maybe the first best Knicks in this finals right now. Bro's running up for finals MVP, and I'm not lying. If you look at his final stats and look at what he does game to game, if you see what he does like on the offensive end and on the defensive end, that's my finals MVP. I know you got Jalen Brunson, they'll probably give it to him, but think about it in the past. Steph didn't get one. They gave it to Andre Iguodala. So if they give it to Jalen Brunson, I know some. Who should get the finals MVP is OG Anunoby. Because if you take OG Anunoby out of this finals, the Spurs are winning. No doubt about it. There is nothing to lie about, nothing to cap about. If you take OG out of this finals, they're losing. Look at every last play in the fourth quarter of last game. Who was the ringleader doing everything. Who was scoring? Who was blocking shots? Who was getting deflections? Who was doing all the little things? It's the little things that matter. And the man that did everything last night was OG Anunoby. If De'Aaron Fox got that shot, Spurs win. But guess who didn't let him get that shot? OG Anunoby. He's shooting threes. He doing everything he did. Bro really did step up big. He shot a 3-pointer. He got some defensive stops. He was all over the place, driving, dunking, scoring at will. He was doing everything he could. The real the real MVPs does the little things. Real Finals MVPs, real MVPs, they do the little things. It's not just about scoring. It's more than the big name. Because OG really saved the Knicks. If you want to be truthful, OG saved the Knicks, bro. So that was one of the most craziest finals games that I've seen in a long time, since the Warrior days. Warriors versus Cavs. Like nothing lately. Like if you look at all the latest like playoff games, they haven't really been entertained. Last year was trash. OKC versus Spurs. OKC Pacers. My bad. OKC versus Pacers. Still nobody want to watch that. But the year before Celtics. Still nobody want to see the Celtics. Like the last greatest playoffs I've seen was any playoffs with the Warriors in it. Any playoffs after the Warriors were trash. This year is okay, but it's not the best. On the Spurs hand, this was one of the craziest losses in their like franchise history, probably. For them, I don't know where they go from this. Like one half, you think the game is over. In one quarter can change everything. One mistake messed up the whole game. You get turnovers, miscommunications, different little small mistakes messed up this whole game. Do you think the Spurs can recover from this? I said it was over in 6. But the way this series is heading, it might be over in 5. I've seen a 3-1 comeback, and I don't think they can do a 3-1 comeback. This series is over. So, like I said, what can the Spurs do next year? They could prepare them for this again, because they're coming back to the finals. There's no doubt about it. They're coming back to the finals. They have a good young squad. Like I said, Wemby, year 3, playoff 1. Stephon Castle, year 2, playoff 1. Dylan Harper, year 1, playoff 1. And he's really good in the playoffs. And this is not just the playoffs, this is the finals. It would have been one thing to be in the playoffs, but this is the finals of the playoffs. And bro stepped up big time. And that's the Spurs X factor. When it comes to scoring when needed, when it comes to being a veteran rookie, he's that. I never seen no one like this kid. Like Dylan Harper is one of the most underrated rookies in this draft class. Like everybody kept talking about Cooper, and everybody kept talking about Con Canepo and all these other rookies, VJS Con, but Dylan Harper has a place in this league for a long time, and if he keep playing like this and even better, and then better his game over time, he can be one of the best like stars. Not a role player. He's going to be a star. If the Spurs treat him right, and if the Spurs keep him on his team and sign him to longer deals and don't do nothing stupid like trading him away like we've seen in the past with rising stars, he's going to be one of those guys. She got that dog in her for real. That was my take on Game the 4 NBA Finals. Let's get ready for Game 5 and see the Spurs try to survive, but I don't see them surviving. So let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this breakdown. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next NBA video.